lot of points being married on TV to the pudding pop.
It wasn't her fault. Yesterday, there was reportedly no market for DeMarcus Cousins, but recent reports have DeMar DeRozan recruiting Boogie to San Antonio to play with the Spurs. What do you think, Nick? Would Boogie be a good fit in San Antonio?
We talked about this. We said...
I think DeMar, he watched the show.
Maybe. Listen, we said it would be a good fit. We don't think they have the... We know they right now don't have the cap space. But if Boogie is going to be taking an exception, maybe around the minimum, like, it doesn't look like there's a huge market for him. Stylistically, he fits what the Spurs do because he can pass so well from that position, and they have a need at center. I'd love that for him and for the Spurs.
First team to invent load management, San Antonio. Where else could you repair your image better than either Nick Saban or go to Popovich, right? That's where he should go. If they can fit him in, get him the money. I believe that year he tried to do, playing chess compared to playing checkers, let Pop and them repair his image there in San Antonio.
And the Spurs were the 7th seed last year, and the West about to be tougher. They might need a little infusion of talent.
Moving on, Andre Iguodala officially becomes a Grizzly on Saturday, but reports are the former Finals MVP could be flipped to the Houston Rockets. Nick, good play for Houston to go trade for Iggy?
So this is really intriguing for a number of reasons. Everyone thought Iggy was going to be bought out, but all of a sudden Memphis is seeing that there's enough teams want him. They might be able to get an asset for him. It would be really good for Houston. Remember, they tried to sign him as a free agent a couple years ago. He re-signed with the Warriors. But here's my question. If the Grizzlies can get an asset for Andre Iguodala, why did the Warriors have to attach a first-round pick to get someone to take Andre Iguodala? You follow me? Like, there's something amiss here. If he gets bought out, I think he ends up with the Lakers. Daryl Morey and the Rockets know that, so they might trade something to make sure he can come there and pay him that $17 million.
At this point in the season, of the year, if you can get a guy that's going to be ready for the playoffs, can log those types of minutes, and, man, he is a great locker room guy. We had West here talk about things that he kept under the radar. You saw Kevin Durant with the spat with Draymond. Who was talking to him? Iggy was talking to him. So, man, I'm a big fan of the way he goes about his work.
All right, moving on. Kyle Korver is headed to the Phoenix Suns via trade, but Phoenix plans to waive Korver, making him a free agent. The Lakers, Bucks, and Sixers are front runners to land the sharpshooter. Nick, where does Korver best fit in?
I actually think he best fits in with the Bucks, but and the Sixers desperately could use the spacing, but he's going to be a Laker. Kyle Korver been in this league as long as LeBron's been in the league, as one of the elder statesmen. Going to go to L.A., take the veteran minimum because he's getting bought out and try to win a championship. You have very few guys who have ever spoke as highly of an experience playing with LeBron as Korver did about his experience playing with him in Cleveland.
And LeBron changed some of his game. He took some shooting lessons from Kyle on his free throws, spent a lot of time personally with them. Anytime you have legendary players like LeBron, you're going to have veteran players, man, who have been playing off somewhere else, and they're going to decide, you know something, I've made a hell of a lot of money. Let me try to win a championship with one of the all-time greats.
And Korver owes LeBron one for missing that corner
three.
Oh, my
goodness, before Durant hits that dagger.
Durant's Game 3, 2017. Still not over it. You know what?
Ending with Kawhi Leonard. According to reports, Kawhi planned on meeting with the New York Knicks on Wednesday, the same Knicks team that struck out on KD and Kyrie. Well, apparently they turned down an interview with Kawhi for fear of missing out on other free agent targets. See, did the Knicks make the right move turning Kawhi down for a meeting?
The Knicks were in a tough position. And the Knicks, everything changed when Kevin Durant got injured. Because I remember talking to people around the league, specifically with the Knicks. And before Kevin Durant got hurt, it was almost a done deal that he was coming to New York to the Knicks. Once he gets hurt, the conversations continue with Kyrie. The Knicks express to KD they have some issues with Kyrie. Didn't believe he was a max player, and some other things off the court they were concerned about, and his body, his knees. So KD decides that he's going to go to Brooklyn. Kawhi Leonard, 3 weeks ago, was still playing basketball. It's only been 21 days. So he was not thinking about all these other things, all these other players. He didn't have all these other conversations that when it struck 6 p.m. East Coast time on Sunday, that he could start the process. He actually started then. They started reaching out to Magic's people on Sunday, but he knew he wasn't going to meet with the first team until Monday, second team probably Monday night or Tuesday, third team about Wednesday, and it was a 5-team in the hunt at the time. Once Brooklyn gets out of it, it becomes 4. The Knicks had to make a decision. Do we wait till Wednesday with all these free agents? And I knew Julius Randle was their number 1 target if they couldn't land Kawhi or KD. Knowing that the meeting wasn't going to take place around the NBA, it was like, this is going to be a free agency like no other. You can't sit around and wait. So they had to be able to make the decision, and the Knicks called some people who they thought might know what Kawhi was going to do, and in those conversations, people expressed to them in that meeting on Wednesday, you are going to be a long shot to be able to land Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kawhi is taking the meeting for a number of reasons, and yes, you are. If he's meeting with you, you do have a chance, but they were informed on Sunday that it would be a long shot. Now, they were in Los Angeles just in case. But after the KD thing started rolling and the free agents, we knew Klay was going back to Golden State. Kyrie was gone. Kawhi waiting on him. They couldn't do that. And they decided to strike, and they had the 5 players that they were going to target, and they went out and got 4 of them.
Okay, so here's the thing. And this jives entirely with what you said before our vacation. Right before the week before free agency, which was that the Knicks were one of the teams Kawhi was going to meet with. Nobody else was saying that. You also had the Nets on that list, said it was 5 teams. The Nets obviously removed themselves for good reason. The Knicks, with respect to the people running that operation, who I think are smart basketball people and I have a ton of respect for, I don't understand this. Because you could have signed Julius Randle and still had the cap space carved out for Kawhi. Here's what it is. After signing Julius Randle, they signed Bobby Portis for 15, Reggie Bullock for this per season, Reggie Bullock for 10, Taj Gibson for 10, and Wayne Ellington for 8. So if you simply remove Bobby Portis, Wayne Ellington, and one of the other 2, there's your max cap spot sitting and holding for Kawhi. None of those guys are going to be the difference between the Knicks being a great or very good team this year or an average team. Those guys are placeholders. It's why they are on 1+1 team option contracts. The opportunity cost for some, if it was, hey, Kimba will come, but you've got to sign him now, and you've got a 2% chance at Kawhi, then you sign Kimba and you deal with it. But if what it could cost you is Wayne Ellington, Reggie Bullock, and Bobby Portis just to get in the room with Kawhi, just to try to sell him on your vision, you do that.
I totally disagree with you, because I believe that the intel that they have, and then once you sign Julius Randle, there's not enough spacing on the court. Your plan for Kawhi is not. You want to sign either KD and Kawhi, or Kawhi, but then you got to get some space on the court. So you can't give, I understand the money, if you're thinking about, we're talking about from basketball philosophy standpoint, though. You can't sign Randle and think you're going to sign or have a chance to sign Kawhi, because Kawhi's not going to be happy with signing Julius Randle compared to some of the other free agents. Like, he would have preferred a guard or something else compared to Julius Randle. So if you get word you don't have a chance, at some time, man, you got to play the smart bet. I know you're a gambler, but, man, there's certain people that the Knicks talked to that told them they had a long shot to no shot, and they decided to go with that plan. So I can understand the numbers they might work out, but how they wanted to play basketball with Fizdale after you decide to go with Julius Randle, it's limited as far as what you have to do to piece the rest of that team together.
The one part of that long shot, no shot, to me are 2 very different things. If he's going to take the meeting, I'm going to believe it's a long shot, not no shot. And if it's 1 in 50, 1 in 50, 2%.
If the Knicks would happen to call my number, 954-39, if they would have called my number, I would have told them I would move on.
Okay. And that
if they would have called me, I would have told them I would go out and get several players compared to being contingent upon waiting on this. I mean,
This also probably has to do with the fact that even if Kawhi was never going to meet with him, I don't know that I would have signed Ellington, Reggie Bullock, and Bobby Portis.
Yeah, that's fine.
And so I feel like what the players they ended up signing that they would have missed out on, they might have been better off missing out on even without meeting with.